Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new video with me, Sherman. Today guys, we're taking a look at a game called Dungeons of Sundaria, a third-person Diablo style game that came out of literally nowhere. The way I found out about it was I was in my Steam games. I was actually looking at a game to play, and all of a sudden this game was on my list, and I was like, what is this? So I clicked in it, clicked on the store, looked at it and went, wait, this is Industry Games, the people who made Kings and Heroes. What? And then I found out that we got it free because of the fact that I was a previous owner of Kings and Heroes, and have to say it in not a bad way, but a really good way. A huge fan of Kings and Heroes, like one of the biggest fans of that game I think there ever was, because it was trying something new with the MMO genre that had never been done before, and that was any race could play any class, and any class could use any weapon or armor type. So it really kind of, made you stop and go, okay, what can I make with what character? How can I play them? That kind of thing. But then once you got into the deep of it, you realize that the game had a lot more to it. That it was more like, if you're playing a champion like this character here, you want to wear heavy armor, you want to use a shield, you want to use an axe. And basically what they did was they took Kings and Heroes and turned it into a Diablo-style game. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new character. I'm going to take you guys through the process of what you have to do to get started, and then take you through the first part of the dungeon, because it literally takes you hours to play through the dungeons. So let me go ahead and get started. So we're going to create a new hero. Now, I've been trying to think of what I want to play next, because I have a champion, I have a ranger. Let me go back and I'll show you. So I have Brendak, he's my warrior guy, my champion, he's an orc champion. And then I have Spriggett, who's a halfling ranger. And I hope they fix this soon. This is, I think, a known bug, but I'm not sure. The cloak doesn't attach to her back very well. So I hope they fix that soon. And I have to say, like, I'm impressed with the way the game plays now. But I can't wait to see what comes later, because they are adding two other races. They're adding the goblin race, and they're going to add the lizard man race as playable races. And I don't know of any other classes they might be adding, but if they do add other classes, I can't wait to see what they add with those. So I think this time I'm going to go with because I have a tanky character, I have a damage dealer type character, and all three of these are damage dealers, by the way. Every class does have their own heal for to stay alive and stuff, but they also have other abilities. I was thinking about going with a cleric, but I think I'm going to go with a rogue, and I think I'm going to stick with dwarf on this. The reason I'm going to go with a dwarf is because there's something really cool you can do with the dwarf, and I'll get to that in a second. Let's see, I like this one. Hairstyles, come on, you gotta have something dwarvish. Alright, we're gonna go with this. Let's see, beards. And I think I'm gonna go with this one. And then we'll change the tattoo. And yes, every person has tattoos, so it's kind of weird. Alright, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with this hair color. I think that's kind of roguish looking. And we're gonna create. Now, I'm really easy at making names for characters. A lot of people have trouble with this, but the reason I have an easy time with this is I'm a almost 40 year veteran of D&D. So I've been playing tabletop D&D forever, and this is nothing. So we're gonna go with Trinken the Rogue. Alright, so this is the town that you start in. And I know it looks kind of weird because this is like, you would think they would they would have done a better job with the city thing interaction, but it's literally like a point and click right here. And this is the only area where it's point and click. Now, a lot of people start this out differently. I like to start with going to my trainer, accepting the thing for this. Now, my doing this, I just got a quest that teaches me a little bit about the town. It teaches me a little bit about this. Now, also, you can go in here and you can go to your journal and you can look at the compendium, and the compendium tells you pretty much everything you need to know about the game, in a sense. But you'll notice that there's pages that are missing, kind of. Well, not missing, but it seems to, like, there seems to be some things that are missing there. So this is your character screen. This is your abilities that you start with. As you can see, I can use a bow, but the rogue isn't as very all that good with a bow. They're better with dual wield. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set up all my keys here to use pretty much the same setup across the board for now until I get more skills unlocked, and then I'm going to use some other skills. Inventory, and then your character screen, where it talks about all your statistical parts of your character. Alright, next up, you're going to want to go here to the alchemist. You're going to want to talk to him. He's going to give you a quest, a couple quests, to go see Singen, who's over here. He's going to give you a reward for completing the quest. Go back and talk to the goblin guy. He's going to give you another quest to complete. Very simple. Then I would suggest you go to the Silver Dove Inn. Talk to the orc barkeep, and he's going to give you some quests. As you can see, it says go find Captain Laurent. We'll do that in a second after we talk to Lena, who's going to give us another quest to find a gentleman named Oliver. Now, the quest that you just got from the orc is telling you to go to the guardhouse to talk to Captain Laurent. He's going to give you a quest again to find Oliver, which is a small service as well. Both of these are connected. Next up, we're going to go to the blacksmith. Now, you don't have to talk to this guy. This guy just does armor coloring and stuff. We need to talk to the master blacksmith, Kendrick. He's going to give us a quest that we can complete pretty quick. A lot of quests. And that's it. You're done in the city. You don't have to do anything else. Next thing you do is you click on either of the bridges, and they're going to take you to the open world. Now, this is the town, Galdrin's Crossing. Then you have the Crypt of Horrors, you have the Grasslands, you have the Dark Hollow, and you have the Lair of the Gyranids. Sorry. So, they are adding 4 new dungeons, also. They're adding an ice dungeon and another dungeon in the first update, and in the second update, they're adding 2 other dungeons. So, with a total of 8 dungeons, 7 races, and 5 classes. And that's going to be the official launch of the game. That's when it's going to be officially, like, done to launch or whatever. There are bugs and stuff, I'm not going to lie. This game isn't perfect. It is on the PS5 and on the PC. I hope they port it to Xbox as well, because the game does have crossplay. And this game runs really well on PC. And from what I understand, it runs pretty smooth on PS5 from the people that I've seen talk about it on the Discord. Yes, they have a Discord. But there's no channels in there to chat with people like voice chat. It's all text chat. So it's all text channels and everything. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to kill these people that are in here real quick. The rogue is very powerful, damage-wise. Probably one of the better damage dealers, melee damage dealers in the game. The warrior is not bad, though. The thing about the warrior you have to understand, or the champion, is that its primary purpose is to take a beating, so they don't do a lot of damage. Now, I'm just going to go through this so I can get a few starting items. Hopefully something that I can use. It doesn't look like it, but we'll take a look here. So, spell power, range power, spell power, spell power, spell power, spell power, spell power, spell power, and range power. So, all things that I cannot use in the beginning. A lot of people are going to be like, aren't you a rogue? Shouldn't you be using stealth and stuff? Yes, I should. You're right. I should. But we're not going to be using stealth for a lot. Because there's going to be a lot of rooms where, yeah, come on, show yourself. God, I hate when they do that. And there's going to be times where you're going to end up with a super lot of loot. Because it is a looter game. It is literally like Diablo. Diablo's a looter, monster hunter kind of game. But this is kind of, like I said, it's a little different. I will say this, if you're playing a ranger, understand they have no life. Like, they die super quick. Nice thing about being a dwarf is that you do end up with a little bit more health than some of the other races. But they work really good with a certain weapon type. And I'm not kidding when I say that. So the rogues are all about dual wielding. They're not very good with two-handed weapons. They can use them. I'm going to go ahead and heal up a little bit. And you can shift between your items, like your food items and stuff like that. Like, I should be using this, mainly because this is going to give me more health. So I'm going to go to my potions as well and get them set up so I can use them. Mainly I'm watching for items I might be able to equip. So I'm going to go ahead and check this out. So a great hammer I know I can't equip. Bow I could if I wanted to go range, but I'm not going to go range. Range power, of course. Really good. And look at that, a sword with spell power. Wow, I'm doing really good today. You can sort your items, but for some reason it always puts these at the end and keeps all your weapons up here. When you sort your items, it helps keep them from being weirded out when you die. Yeah. I just killed you with some axes. Oh, you freaking... Come on. Let's do this. Come on. Come on. Show me what you got. Oh, you not stun me, you little twit. Alright, so I got some bracers. Those actually might be pretty good for me because I can actually take advantage of those bracers. You're going to get, at times, you're going to get items and weapons for the other classes, and that's going to happen actually quite a bit. That is a ranger helm. That sucks. But I did get these, which is bonus armor by 1%, but if you look, it actually lowers my melee power, but I'm going to go ahead and equip them anyways, just so I have them, and I want to check out that other range power. So both range power. Your main priority is going to be melee power. You're going to want to get that up as much as you can, because it's just going to improve your damage insanely, especially on a rogue. So I just got one of the things I've been waiting to get. Oh, and I got a dazzling cloak. That might actually be pretty good if it's a cloak for the rogue. And a belt. Let's see what else I can get. I don't care about the crossbow. Alright, so what I'm gonna do this now so you guys can see this. So crossbow, range power, melee power. So I want to go ahead and equip that. Melee power, gonna equip that. Range power, necklace, spell power, and spell power. This is what I really was excited for. And I'm going to explain why. So, rogues get amazing dual wield capabilities, but you give a rogue dual axes, and for some reason they become like monsters, like damage monsters. It's crazy. As soon as I can get another one, I will equip it too. So, come on, let me loot you. Gluttonous Connect. I keep getting... Dude, if I was on my ranger right now, I would have been so happy with 2 light crossbows. Oh, yeah, you can also equip the light crossbows. You can equip 2 of them at one time, so... Range power. Spell power. Range power. Spell power. Melee power. Oh, and look at those are plate gauntlets. So I'm going to go ahead and just take them for now because that gives me some gloves to wear. Which, you know, isn't the greatest thing, but... And I think I forgot to do something. We'll see here in a little bit. Ooh, quick cloak. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, what in the heck? But this game does have secrets, just like any fantasy, like, dungeon crawler. Yes, breakable walls. Give me the loot. A frost pin and a forest weak pin. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and equip those other items or look through them. So, range, melee, spell, melee power ring. And you see how this one lowers my critical chance but improves my critical damage. We're going to keep the critical chance for now. And I'm wondering if I should just go ahead and equip 2 light crossbows, because that would be kind of funny. Let me go ahead and do it. Actually, I'm going to swap them around. And abilities. We're going to change this out to that. I have not tried this on a rogue, so I don't know how it works. Oh, that's horrible. But we'll use it for now. We'll see how it does. Because I do get some really cool ranged abilities. Go ahead and go invisible. Now this room right here, I will tell you, is the first boss room. I will play through it, but we're gonna go ahead and try this out. Okay, garbage. Heavy combo. Oh, these things suck. You ever run across wolves? They suck. And I'll tell you why they suck. They can stun the living snot out of you. Heavy crossbow, daisy, trinket of haste. That one's actually pretty good. And use, man, I hope that's another bug they fix. Only in this room does it happen. So in this first room here, if devs, if you're watching, I know you probably might be, I don't know. That first room there, every time in that corner, when you hit those boxes, the items will fall through the floor. That's right, Mr. Wolf. Now you gotta deal with me now. I'm level 2. Another thing is, rogues are really powerful when you attack enemies from behind. So, once I get a couple other weapons that I can equip with this, you know, like this axe, I will, like another axe, I will definitely be that way all the time on this character. It's so amazing. I'm gonna see if I can get a really good backstab on this guy. Ooh. Okay, go ahead and stun me, guys. Refreshing book. Alright. Gotta fight a couple more wolves. One in particular. Oh, he's not coming after me. That's fine. Those enhancement fragments, those are used to make armor, by the way. So if you're wondering, You want to get as many of those as you can while you're in a dungeon. Alright, Superior Cloak of Essence. Oh, he got me right out of it. Piercing Trinket. That might actually be one I can use. A ring. A Signet Trinket. That's it. That's all. That's all she wrote. And you'll get a lot of potions too throughout your play time, so that's another thing. Trinket. Alright, sort all this, because I've got a lot of garbage on me, and we're going to go ahead and take these off as well. See, if I was a ranger, I'd be doing great right now. But I'm not. Ooh, blocking. Let's go see what that is. Deflection, movement and healing. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll do that, because I don't think that one just adds critical chance, which is nice, don't get me wrong, but we're going to want better later down the road. So blue, going with blue quality is going to be better.
The hunt is on.
I'm just going to kill this one boss, and then we're going to call it quits. Just so I can talk a little bit.
The hunt.
And that guy is not that easy for everyone. Just to let you know, that guy is not that easy to kill normally. Alright, so this time I got the Dazzling Pendant of Haste. Now this is a pendant that is, like, usually if you're playing through this by yourself, will always be something that's for you. But and I'm going to use it because it's a little bit more powerful. But yeah, you're always going to find stuff throughout your journey that's going to be either for your class or it's going to be for another class kind of thing. But 90% of the time when you're going through the dungeons and you fight a boss, it's going to drop something for you. So... Alright, so my thoughts on the game so far is this. Why is it taking so long for a company to create a Diablo-style game that's third person? I mean, seriously, how many of you have played Diablo and wondered, like, why don't they just make a game that's like Diablo, but make it in third person? And I'm sitting here wondering this a lot these days, because it's like, you guys have done all these great things with games in the past. Why not, you know, follow through with it? Sorry, I saw leggings and I was like, oh, maybe I got some cool leggings. And you can dodge roll too, and jump. The jumping, you don't jump very high, so kind of horrible on that end. Nothing's in here. This is weird. Oh, there's a rogue who's hiding behind it. Oh, and a wizard. You're not going to get away from me. I will cut you down. You fool. So yeah, I mean, it's not a bad game. I mean, like I said, why nobody's made a third-person Diablo game until now is beyond me. But it's amazing that a company, especially a small company like this, I mean, I think there might be, like, 5 or 6 people with the company right now because they went through some turbulent shit in the past. I'm not gonna lie, with the kings and heroes and everything else. It's amazing that they took this game, Kings and Heroes, and basically turned it into a Diablo-style game, which is a fantastic idea. They should have stuck to the random generation dungeons, which they had in the original. Oh, die already. Jeez. Oh my god, just shut up. I'm gonna leave you. That's another thing, is the over-exaggerated deaths with the enemies sometimes. Mending shield base. You're gonna run, and then I'm gonna ask you a few questions. Oh, you turd. Oh, you... I hate rangers too because they get this amazing ability that allows them to stun you. And it sucks. Ooh, a piercing battle axe. There we go. There we go. That's what we've been waiting for. Piercing battle axe. Bam. Now we're done. We'll never use anything else again. No, I'm kidding. I will. It's just, it is really, really insanely powerful now. Alright. Axes. Look how fast they are. That's why I love the rogue with axes. It's insane. That's just... Come here. Come here. I want to get to your ass. Oh, you turd. But yeah, no, I all I can really say so far about playing this game is I have not had this much fun playing a game in a long time, because it's and I don't want to say it's like the best game ever, but it is, like, the concept is solid, it's sound, and again, it's something that a lot of, like, fans of Diablo have been waiting for. Like, have you ever watched the Diablo launches, or when they talk about a new Diablo, and they're like, everyone's like, oh, I hope this one's third person. I hope this one's third person. And that's because so many people have been wanting a third person Diablo for so long that, you know, when it does happen, it's like, wow, finally. And right now, I have to say it, like, a dungeon run in this is not something you're gonna do in an hour. Unfortunately, it literally takes you probably at least 2 hours to run the dungeon the first time, even in a group. Because what happens when you're in a group is things get more difficult. The further you get in the game, they just add more and more and more enemies. Just got a light hammer. I don't know if that one did me any good, because I don't think I can get a melee power hammer. I mean, you can, but I don't. Slow base. Another battle axe, a cloak of tenacity, a swift dagger, okay, and an amulet. Deadly light crossbow. Let's go in here. We're gonna tinker with stuff. But yeah, I mean, how many of you, since you were a kid that played Diablo, were like, wow, this is something that I could really get into, but could never find a good Diablo-style game because they're always, I don't know. I don't want to say they're garbage, but it's like they're never as good as they could be, kind of thing. It's like, you know, I'll go ahead and put that there because I don't have a dagger setup, and I will get a dual sword setup eventually. But for some reason, a lot of the times, the swords you get kind of like. Look at all that stuff I've already picked up. And I'm not even to the first boss encounter. Now, if you hit tab, you can switch between your different weapon types. Oh, I need to change the skill. Back to a dual wield. Look, I'm just gonna stab him to death. Alright. I'm actually up to the second boss, so I need two abilities. I want to put the backstab, or yeah, backstab on there. Go invisible, open, because there's the second boss.
Oh, your secrets I must know!
They got me.
I'm afraid the strain was more than you could bear.
Yes, you're right. It was more than I could bear because you're a dweeb. Yeah, see, I don't want to use a hammer. That's too slow. Alright, let's go back in here. We're going to find our sword that we picked up a little bit ago. That's spell power, never mind. That one's... But they're both spell power. What the heck? We're just going to have to stick with the axes. And I'm going to actually go in a different route. Hello, lady. You didn't even get a chance to summon your little minion. Quick Cloak of Force, bow, mending, Globe of Clairvoyancy. Should I check that Quick Cloak? Or the cloak out? I mean, you never know. Nope, range power. Attack speed. That might actually be better. I know it sounds weird, but it could be better. And let's change this back and get that set up. I need to find his
your
minions
secrets I must
and
know.
kill them first. Because they will just mess me up.
Enough! Now you die! Enough! Now you die!
I'm using the wrong key every time. Alright, I'm gonna kill this guy.
Death's secrets are now mine.
Yeah, you say that. Fire. Alright, Oliver, thank you for your death. I know it's not nice to say that, but... And what do we get here? Assassin's chestware. So 3. We'll equip this. We got a new dagger. We can equip that there and move this one over here. And we're going to get rid of this line altogether because it's garbage. Thug leads. Yeah, that's nice. It would be nice if they worked for me. Alright. So, to talk a little bit more about this game, it is, like I said, it's basically a dungeon crawl with loot. So, you play through the different dungeons. As you do, you get loot. Each dungeon has a item thing that drops that gives you a certain ability to go craft certain armor types. And, of course, a lot of those armor types is going to be RNG. So, a lot of the stuff in this game is going to be RNG based. And it's just a matter of like, hey, I got this. Is it better than what I had before? and it's just a constant, upgrade to gear. I don't know what the max levels are. I don't know what, um, like, what everything that pertains to the game and what you can and can't do. So I'm just playing along with the game and really enjoying it because, like I said, it's so different from your standard Diablo game and done so well that it literally plays the way that you would want a Diablo game to play, but at the same time it gives you a lot of different options with races, classes, and the dungeon types that you get to play in. Now, I've only played 2 of the dungeons. I haven't finished the second one because the second one's really long, and I got rid of the character I was playing for that purpose, because I felt like I was not playing the game the way I would want to. So I went back, I restarted all my characters, and that's where I'm at now. So, but I'm loving the game. I mean, hands down to Industry Games for coming out with this. And I am a little biased on it because it is a game company in the state I live in the United States. So if you guys just don't know, Industry Games is in Phoenix, Arizona. And I live up in the northwest part of Arizona, going towards Vegas. And again, it's not biased towards the company or praise on the company, but they have done a great job in the past with Kings and Heroes, and with Kings and Heroes. And what they did with Kings and Heroes is, like I said, they were almost, I wouldn't say they were revolutionizing the MMO industry, but they brought things to the MMO industry that weren't there before, and in a way that was really good. Now, I wish they would have continued with that game and made it and finished it, but they didn't, and that really is just disheartening because that game had randomly generated dungeons. So every time you played through any of that game's content, it would randomly generate the dungeons you went into, and that was amazing. And I wish they would have brought that architecture over to this game with the dungeons, that anytime you went in a dungeon it would just randomly generate, but leave the boss rooms. That would have been fantastic. And let me tell you, the bosses in this game are amazing. In the first dungeon alone, there's technically I want to say there's like 18 bosses, but there's a 19th hidden boss in the first dungeon. And I only made it through 3 of the bosses in the second dungeon. And if every dungeon's the same, oh my gosh, the amount of encounters that you'll fight and bosses you'll fight is insane. And it's just amazing. And I'm loving this game right now. Would I say it's going to be my main game? Probably not, but it's going to be a game that I spend a lot of time on when I don't have anything else to do. Like today, literally, endurance dropped for No Man's Sky, and I want to go do it, but I wanted to do this video talking about this game, because this game literally dropped on Steam 2 days ago. And I have, like, I want to say close to, like, 15 hours in it already. And I'm loving it. I'm loving this game. I think that Industry Games did a great job with it so far. I will admit there's a lot of bugs still that they're working on. There's some class skills and abilities that are kind of there that need to be tweaked. They need to add more melee combat to some of the classes, like the cleric and the it would be nice if wizard had better melee and the ranger had better melee. And then the same thing goes with the warrior or the champion and the rogue having better ranged combat. That would be great. And if they could take the advantage of the ranged combat with the classes, that would be even better. And this is where I think something unique could be added to the game that would make the game stand out a little bit more, is if you could dual class. That means you would take on one main class, but you could subset another class abilities, so you could do like a rogue ranger, or you could do like a cleric ranger, or you could do like a champion wizard. You could kind of create your own character, class, but you would, like, whatever your main class is, that's the main skills you would get, but you would get a subset of skills from a secondary class that would allow you to have access to, like, magic or healing, or the rogues, like dual wielding stuff. But then you take, say, like the rogue, and let's say you mix it with the ranger. And this way you could have like two builds. You could have the build for dual wielding and stuff, and then you could have the build for bow. You could have them saved, so you could just switch between those two build loadouts, and it would give you better control of your character. If they did something like that, I think it would make the game better. Or if they added gear that complemented those play styles, it would be even better. So right now, though, I think the game's in a good place, and I hope it gets better. But that's it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you guys know what's coming next. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys want to subscribe to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It also helps the channel grow, and it helps me, do better things. If you do click that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell to be notified when I post new videos. I'm trying to do videos on a weekly basis. I haven't done them in a while because I've been off in another world called GTA RP, and I've kind of left that behind due to weather and heat and things like that. I just, where I live, it's not good. So, but yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing more of my stuff, go ahead and subscribe, notification bell. Other than that, thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and this guy might see you again. Bye.